In solo leveling, after this dumbass smiled in front of the camera taking pictures, my glorious King Drippywoo stood behind the reporters questioning why there were so many people around here. He asked himself if the press already knew what happened, but it was unlikely since none of them could recognize him, questioning how he was supposed to get inside the building. He attempted to squeeze himself through the crowd until another dumbass stood in front of him, asking who the hell he was and if he worked for the association. Minsung's manager told him that he couldn't just walk past the reporters, saying that right now the entrance was blocked, telling him to go back. But Drippywoo responded saying he had an appointment, as Minsung stood in the back asking who was that M-word, saying he wished security would just kick him out. The manager in anger told Drippywoo to go away since he wasn't allowed to pass through, until a man suddenly appeared asking who told him that he wasn't allowed through here. That man being none other than the chairman of the Hunter Association, saying that that young man happened to be his guest. The chairman then told Minsung that he trusted he remembered who gave him permission to hold a press conference here, making him stutter like a bum while saying, "Of course." As he then took Drippywoo inside, the reporters started questioning who was that guy for the chairman of the Hunter Association to walk him inside, making Minsung grit his teeth, asking how dare he ruin his show. He then told his manager to find out how that guy knew the chairman since he wanted to know just how great he was. Questioning how he would get back in the spotlight, he thought to himself that he would just skip ahead and get started with the evaluation. He then told the reporters he would be back after discussing today's schedule with the officials at the association. But suddenly multiple men stepped in front of him, making the bum ask what was going on this time. Woo Jinchul replied saying that another hunter was currently undergoing a re-evaluation, and until it was over at 11 o'clock, no one would be allowed inside the building. This dumbass with hearing problems asked him what he said, questioning if he would really need to wait a whole 30 minutes, asking if the other hunter he was referring to was the guy who was just escorted inside the building by the chairman. Minsung in frustration told Jinchul that the reporters were already here and his evaluation was scheduled for 11 o'clock. Even the chairman knew about this, but he still wouldn't let him in. He then whispered to him, telling him he was the one and only Lee Min-sung, but he didn't give a fuck, saying he could only enter the building at 11 when his evaluation begun. He began yapping, saying he was Yujin Construction Vice President's son, blah blah blah, saying he should be on his knees right now. How dare he treat him like this in front of the cameras, asking if he was sure he could handle the consequences. Chad Chul simply replied saying yes, making Minsung start yelling, asking who he thought he was and if there was something special about that hunter. Jinchul, taking off his glasses, responded saying that if he answered his question, would he be able to handle the consequences?